Rachel Jewell's head is spinning round like the girl in The Exorcist. She is so excited. Olympia Valance, also known, of course, as Paige Smith in Neighbours. I think Rachel thought that was your real name because she thinks that Neighbours is a kind of drama documentary. Yeah. It's Olympia in the studio. Welcome to Talk Radio, Olympia Valance.
Oh, thank you for having me. And Rachel, God, I love a good fan. But that happens all the time where I walk down the street and someone calls me Paige and they can't really differentiate between reality and soap.
What language is she speaking?
Australian,
I understand. I'm only teasing.
I'm not really unhinged.
Okay, let's say Neighbours, of course, you can catch it on Channel 5 on weekdays. It's 1:45, it's 5:30. I suspect you may have, at some stage, Rachel, offered watch the same episode more than once in a day?
Oh yes,
yeah.
When I was back in the because they repeat it at lunchtime, and now it's the same episode twice a day. So yeah, no excuse for missing it.
Now, can you fill me in, because I've missed it for a few weeks now? Fill me in and the listeners as to what's happening to Olympia's character Paige at the moment, because it's galvanising.
Paige has had the mother of all storylines with her sexy priest.
Not Thornbirds.
It is so Thornbirds-esque. I mean, she's not been, the best lucky in love. With the whole Brennan.
No, it's really sad. Tyler, tragic. All she wants is to be loved.
Yes.
And
don't we all, Olympia?
So come on, you've got to spill the beans. Do they get together? Come on.
Rach, you know I can't tell you that.
Come on.
We do. Have you seen some of the pictures that have been leaked?
Yes.
There is some sort of cuddling that does happen after the balloon crash.
You end up after a balloon crash?
Yes. Tell us more about this. This is
the most dangerous street
hen party
in the world. Yeah, the hen party. So we go up into this balloon and there's a malfunction and it just goes really bad from there.
And you decide to recover by dancing the horizontal member with a priest. I'm not getting for confirmation. I'm just curious.
I can't go into too much detail, but there is some kissing. I can say that.
Okay, now it's a national obsession, Neighbours here, and I think for a while there was even talk at one stage 15 years ago or so of maybe cancelling it in Australia, and it was Britain's support for it that kept it going. Was the story we got at the time?
I don't think we'd be on the air if it wasn't for the Brits and the love and the support for the show.
But it is a fantastic show in that it can have its kind of its fantasy, its extreme side of it. Have you ever been given a script, Olympia, and you thought, even the Neighbours writers have gone too far now. This is too out there, too surreal.
All the time. Especially this balloon crash.
The balloon malfunction,
God,
I love the idea of that.
How are they going to film this? And it was hard. We were hoisted up in a crane 20 metres in the air. There was cameras on cranes. There was a crew inside the balloon box. I mean, you can't even imagine how much work went into this. And when you watch it next week, it's probably one of the best weeks I've seen for a really long time.
And
it's a must-see.
We're still reading from the Lassiter's explosion.
I know, and that to me was incredible. And the emotion.
Oh, when Josh died. Oh.
Wasn't that tragic?
I must say,
I was crying. I was crying at myself crying.
And we are filming this to put it on Facebook, and the producer of our Facebook side of operations here, Luke, is in, and we might as well be talking Sanskrit, because while he loves a bit of drama, he's obviously very pleased that Olympia's here. He's never seen an episode of Neighbours in his life. What's he missing, Rachel? What's he missing?
What about the big thing that's really coming across at the minute is the music. I mean, we've always, we've had Kylie, we had Jason.
Are you going to ask me whether I'm going to become
we had something called Holly Vance with a big hit single, did we not?
Your sister, there's the character Angus, and he's quite a big deal in Australia, right?
I love him.
So tell us about him in real life.
He's divine. He's a divine little boy. He's almost 18. He's almost of age. Then I can give him a big cuddle and a kiss. But
don't go in a balloon with her. It won't end well.
Was he an X Factor? Is that right?
You would probably know more than me. All I know is there's an incredible singer and a great guitarist, and a real prankster. I don't know if you know Mavoni, who plays Piper, right? There's a joke going around that he puts up hidden cameras around the place and scares this poor girl until she's almost had a heart attack. And he's going to compilate them all together, and we'll send them out.
Is he a psychopath?
It's funny.
Are we going to see Paige singing then? Paige, no singing.
Right, no.
No, you must have been approached about that, have you?
I sing in the green room, and that's been caught on camera a few times. That's fun.
Now, have any of your colleagues...
Everyone else but me.
Have any of your colleagues appeared on the Australian version of Strictly Come Dancing, Dancing with the Stars?
No, I was actually talking to, Chris from Fremantle, and I said I would totally be up for Strictly Come Dancing, mainly because I've always wanted to be able to do a ballroom dance or... foxtrot or a tango, and Holly was on it, my sister, and she said it was so much fun.
But a lot of work, though.
I can do that.
Okay.
I can do that.
Okay. So in a
Is this me
fight,
pitching myself to Strictly Come Dancing for next year?
in a cat fight, could you and Holly take Kylie and Danny in a roll around on the cobbles outside a pub after closing time?
Are you joking? We are real. Are we allowed to say bitches?
You have now, but we can't get. So you're fairly hardcore, the Valance girls.
Oh yes, and I feel like Kylie and Danny are really sweet. Yeah. I don't know if you've met Holly, but she's tough.
Oh, Kylie fights dirty.
Does she?
Yeah, really, a little ankle biter.
Oh God, maybe this would be an even fight then.
And the character Paige, she's a boxer in a minute.
That's right.
You know,
but Olympia's a boxer too. So
what, to keep fit, or you genuinely have bouts with people? You're kind of boxer-sized person.
Well, I'm a boxer size, but if I got any better, I might decide to do it.
Okay, and away from Rachel's fantasy of Neighbours being a real place, how tough is it as an actor to be doing that kind of schedule? What's your average working week like, Olympia?
It really depends. Every day is different, but it's hard work. We film 6 episodes a week.
6?
6 episodes a week.
Did they not tell your producers Lincoln freed the slaves? 6 episodes a week?
So you can imagine the workload of that, and long days, long hours. We're there, especially for girls, because we take a bit longer in the makeup chair. So I'm always there at 6 a.m.
She's not bothered this morning. She's like a bag of spanners tied up ugly. Could have made the effort. I'm joking, of course.
Well, you can see on camera, okay? Well, I'm not that bad.
Another spoiler that has been all over the internet here is coming up in January. A character coming back from the dead.
Dun, dun, dun.
What can you tell us about
Buster the dog, is it?
I love that you're here and you know so much about the show.
So are we.
Dee, is that what we're talking about?
Dee. This is Toadie's wife.
That fell off the cliff?
She had a horrendous car crash way back it's quite a long time ago now.
But they never found her body.
Probably not dead then. She's coming back then.
Like Harold. All over again.
Now that is a cool story that's going to be sort of continuing over to mid next year, and it's pretty amazing. And I don't know how the writers came up with this, but it's going to be really great.
And it's the same actress, right?
Yeah, Madeline Ware, she's come back.
Now, many years ago, I interviewed the man who created Neighbours, Reg Watson.
Yes.
The legend. He also gave us Prisoner Cell Block 8. He was an amazing writer. And I said, where did you come up with the idea from Neighbours? Because American soaps were full of evil twins and psychopaths, and British soaps were very grungy and downbeat. And he said, I went to the meeting. He's a lovely fella, camp as a row of pink tents in Dale Winton's back garden, but a lovely fella. And he said, I went in to see Reg Grundy, and Reg Grundy made. I've met Reg as well, with the other Reg Grundy. He said, wholesome, this is in, and it's going to be people you want to see in places you want to be. And I wonder if that kind of sums up still the appeal of Neighbours, because you've got the sunshine, you've got, attractive young people and Olympia, and you've got interesting plot lines. Is that the appeal for you? People you want to see in places you want to be?
What is the appeal for you?
Well, when it started back in the 80s, when I was a mere baby, of course.
Because it was on midday, we used to call it breakfast telly for students.
Yeah.
Because they wake up and they'd be watching Neighbours.
And I heard people used to come home from work just to watch the show.
Yeah, right. And it was exotic. I'd never been to Australia. I've only been to Australia once since. So it does have that appeal.
Can I tell you something?
She's been barred for stalking Neighbours stars.
Everyone thinks that it's summer all the time on Ramsay Street.
It looks very cold at the minute in these episodes.
It does, doesn't it?
Stag party. Behind me, you could see their breath.
It is. You can. That's when it gets really, really bad, and they have to go. You know what? Let's just warm these guys up before we do another shot.
And the trick to that apparently is, if you don't want to, I'm sure you know this as a trained actor, but if apparently you suck an ice cube just before you're lying, then your breath doesn't show.
I know.
It's your teeth on each other.
So you're not only freezing from the core, but they've just stuck a piece of ice in your mouth so it doesn't look so cold.
Okay, and secretly I understand you far prefer Home and Away. Is that right, Olympia?
Shut up.
Do you watch any British soaps? Do you have those in Australia?
No, we don't. We don't actually televise many British. Actually, any. So we would have.
Hang on. We're putting out Australian shows, and you don't take ours in return. Hardly seems fair.
I don't know what you want me to say.
Okay, no, just curious. And do you have a kind of favourite new TV show? Over here, there's been a huge interest in a show called Stranger Things, set in the 1980s, a bit like Spielberg horror film, which is good. And there's all kinds of new stuff coming out. Have you got a favourite TV show at the moment?
I do. Have you heard of Orphan Black?
Oh, yes.
How good is that?
Very good indeed.
I got told to... Yes. I got told to watch it for the acting, because this one girl plays, 17 bloody characters. And...
You don't mean 17 characters covered in blood. You just swore live on British radio.
I think
Sometimes
I've just said my publicist goes, do not swear, do not swear. I reckon
They
I
are
sworn
literally
about.
dripping with blood.
Well, I must say, sometimes the
That's what she
convicts pass of Australian surfaces. They can't help it. I'm joking, of course. So that's a big one. What about your earliest TV memories? What did you enjoy watching when you were in Hollywood growing up?
Well, I watched Neighbours when I was growing up, especially when the Scullys were on and Holly was on. But then I went through a big patch of not really watching TV. I'm a huge Harry Potter fan, so it went from TV to watching Harry Potter.
And are you going to catch the stage play when you're over here? Because Rachel's seen it.
She's
Is it good?
It's so good. It's so good.
I don't have time.
I'm sure you can. Squeeze it in.
Is it really, really good?
Yes, it's brilliant.
It doesn't end well for
Two
Harry.
parts.
He has a sex change.
He's joking.
What's wrong
Don't
with
listen
him?
to him.
Here he is yelling at me for swearing. He's the dirtiest guy in here.
That's a medical term. I'm allowed to say that. Okay, so when are we going to see you again after this visit, Olympia? When are you back here often in the UK?
Yeah, I think I'm going to be back in December.
Panto?
December.
Panto time?
Oh, no.
You're not doing a panto?
No.
It's almost compulsory for Neighbours stars to do pantos, isn't it?
I don't know about that. But I will be back for maybe some lingerie modelling or
Don't tell the moose.
some other acting stuff, or
Okay.
just to come and visit my sister. I don't know, but watch this space.
Well, it's wonderful to see you. Thank you very much for coming. You are sunshine on the radio. You made my day, made Luke's day, and I think you've made Rachel Jules' year, haven't you, Rachel?
Oh,
It's
it's so
been
nice
brilliant.
to meet you all. And don't forget that Neighbours is on every weeknight on Channel 5.
1:45 p.m. and 5:30 p.m. and it's
Exactly.
it's the biggie next week, is it? Is it the
It's a
climax of your storyline next week?
It's
Don't
no
make up
pun
your own
intended.
jokes. Don't make up your own jokes.
Okay. It is probably one of the biggest weeks I've seen for a really long time. We did a big screening not that long ago with all the scenes of next week, and it is great TV.
Okay, let me ask Rachel a question finally, Rachel. Love it to have Olympia in here. If Olympia were to say to you off air, she would tell you the answer to your question about how the plot resolves. Would you rather know or not know? Because I'm always torn about that.
No, I'd rather know.
Oh,
That's the news hound in there, you see. That's the
I wanna know.
investigative
I wanna know.
journalist.
Tell me now.
Thank you very much, Olympia Valance. Come back and see us again. Don't forget Neighbours. I'm sure you know this, folks. Channel 5 weekdays, 1:45 p.m. and 5:30 p.m. Have you had a photograph done with Olympia, Rachel?
I have, of course I have.
Have you got her autograph, Rachel?
No, I haven't.
If she wants you to autograph her arm, don't, because you'll get it tattooed over
Tattooed?
to keep it forever. And who's your favourite character of Neighbours in all time, apart from Olympia? Paige.
Probably Toadie.
yeah, love Toadie.
Can you imagine, though, spending your whole acting career so far known as Toadfish? It's not. You should have got a better
A
agent.
bit
shouldn't
like
you,
Paul
really?
Ross.
Thank you very much indeed. It's 1-1. I'll let her have that one. Rachel Jewell, thank you very much indeed. Thank you. A huge thanks to Olympia Valance.
Thank you so much.
It's been a fantastic and interesting show.